Mustang didn't die at the last drift event, which was last weekend, and the car did very, very well. Didn't overheat, didn't have any problems, but we did have some little casualties. My sick-ass Aerowolf Canard just sheared off on the trailer, so that's kind of lame. The Autohans did really, really well with these Nittos on them, but they already are just about gone. So I can probably get another drift event out of these and they'll be gone, compared to my Delentes that I got 5 on. And your boy might have mounted one backwards and completely lost or delaminated a part of his tire. And then on top of that, my Vanna White over here has some silly string. What does silly string have to do with the drift event, Thomas? Well, this is actually part of my barrel. As y'all can see, y'all have heard me complain about this before, but since your boy was initiating and getting the full angle like a madman, they were running into the control arms. So, Cody, definitely gonna need you to rebuild these wheels at this point. But we got the Mishimoto Radiator. Finally came in, and I can finally say it right. So we got to do a little bit of assembling on this. These little rubber isolators have to go in and make the car not crack the nice new radiator. Got some cool brackets from Mishimoto. Got an air freshener and some pamphlets and stuff that came with it. And I got the thermostat inside too, but that's just the thermostat, so it doesn't really look cool. But what does look cool is the radiator itself. Let me pull this out and actually show you all outside of the box, because it is so sick. Here it is. It's a radiator with an M on it. That's it. Catch y'all in the next video. Just kidding. So we got Mishimoto's radiator right here, and the quality of this is just insane. Some of the first things I noticed, this is incredibly light because it's aluminum. Duh. The tanks on the side, aluminum. Tanks on the side of the Mustang's OEM radiator right here, plastic and prone to cracking, especially under hard usage, you know, like drifting. This is super, super sick. I really don't know anything else about it other than Mishimoto Radiator for Mustang. That's about it. So let's go ahead and start getting cracking. As per usual, first thing you want to do, just pop this off. First thing that we actually need to do is drain the coolant. So the first thing to do is come down here, get you a bucket, and this big old bottom radiator hose. Want to just pop that off and let it drain into a bucket. So I lied to y'all. First thing you actually want to do is put your radiator together, actually. If it comes with these isolator brackets from Mishimoto. These are the little isolating brackets. You just put some rubber in here. There will be holes, and slide these little rubbers in, and then bolt them onto the radiator. That's about it with this. And then you want to pop your radiator cap off and start draining your coolant. After that, what you want to do is start taking this coolant expansion tank out. And I didn't do this, but I highly recommend getting a new one of these, just because it looks a lot better than this old crusty thing. And another thing is getting new radiator hoses. I didn't do that either because I'm stupid, but I didn't want to spend the extra 150 bucks on Mishimoto coolant hoses, and these ones are fine, but obviously if they're bad, replace them. First thing you want to do with this is disconnect that little hose clamp down there, and then this little hose clamp right here. Then you want to start taking off all of these 3 bolts right here. So hose, bolts and expansion tanks out, then you're actually going to start working on taking the radiator itself out. Coolant expansion tank is out. Now we can easily access and remove the old radiator. So we got, just by looking, we got these little isolating brackets up here. Obviously got to take the fan off. Got to unplug the fan. So this is the hose going to the coolant expansion tank, and then the hose from the expansion tank into here. So this and this, then this little bolt, and then this little bolt. And they're 11s. So that's how you get that out. Obviously your upper radiator hose. And once I get the upper radiator hose off, I'm gonna do the thermostat in here. So super easy peasy stuff. Just redoing a radiator, guys. Unbolt it, bolt it back in, put some fluid in her. So got the old thermostat out. Garbage, not garbage. As y'all can tell, they to the eye look almost the same, but this one, the Mishimoto one, the nice one, has the gasket on top and bottom, so nothing's getting through that. Obviously says Mishimoto on it, so that's super sick. And this is just a thermostat, you know. Got this out, but my thermostat housing looks like this, all gunked up and nasty. So I'm gonna clean this off first and get back to it. So yeah, go with Mishimoto, guys. This stuff's really high quality, looking really nice, but Rubik's Cube. So this is super easy peasy stuff. If I'm not going in depth enough, I'll link a video to Mishimoto, like Mishimoto's actual video on how to install this. Dude goes pretty in depth. It's super easy, guys. It's just nut and bolts. But got the fan out, got the thermostat replaced. Oh, I should tell y'all about the thermostat. So as y'all saw, it had that big new rubber O-ring on it. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or they just shipped that for, like, it's a universal thermostat for a bunch of other cars, and that O-ring fits some other cars. But I had to go and get a new little O-ring, but no biggie, no big deal. So take off the new rubber O-ring that's on the Mishimoto thermostat, and then use a new O-ring that's meant for these cars with the Mishimoto radiator, or with the Mishimoto thermostat. So easy peasy, two bolts just right here. I cleaned mine a little bit, you can't even tell, but I promise I tried. And now we're on to last two bolts to get this out, and that's it. So last two bolts is just this right here, that one right there, and radiator should wiggle on out. Make sure you take off all your hoses. I already did upper, lower radiator hose, and again, two bolts, and radiator comes out. So got the two next to each other. I just wanted to hold them up like this to compare size. So look how thin this is. It's about the width of my thumb. And then the Mishimoto one is huge in comparison. And again, plastic tanks on the OEM one, nice aluminum ones on the Mishimoto one. So this thing is just quality as shit. So nice, so nice. Finally nice to get some good parts on this car. Not saying it doesn't have good parts, but Mishimoto. Got the old fan on the new radiator. Radiator is about to go in. Two simple bolts. It's a lot easier to show y'all what's holding in the fan with it off. So you just got a bolt over here, and then you got a bolt over here, and then those two little clips, I guess. Not really clips, but it kind of just holds it. But they don't really do anything except direct it, I guess you could say. They're on the old one, but I don't want to touch that anymore. Look how that is. And it still worked. So, but just some preventative maintenance living out here in hell. So that's the main reason why we're doing the nice thermostat and the nice radiator. So radiator is about to go in. Whenever you're putting the radiator in, same as the top basically, look for the two little holes, put the male end and the female end, and that's about it. I know none of y'all would really know how to do that, but you know, just imagine. Got the radiator in. It was a little difficult wiggling stuff around. So this car doesn't have AC, so I really don't care if I hurt anything AC wise. So these lines were hella in the way. They're supposed to be running straight right here. Yeah, I bent the fuck out of those. Other than that, the battery tray is about the only thing that really gets in the way. But dude, it looks so cool in there. Little Mishimoto serial number and stuff. It's so cool. I'm hyped. Car's finally gonna stay cool, be nice. Super cool stuff. This is probably weird, but I'm kind of sad you can't really see the Mishimoto emblem because of the condenser, which I should probably take out because I don't want to run AC in this car anyway, but that's neither here nor there. So radiator's in. Next is just hoses and clipping stuff back on. Already put these little isolators back on, so that's good. But I'm actually probably going to call it a night for tonight. Starting to get dark outside, and I've had a really long week, and I want to spend time with my girlfriend because she's been gone all week. So probably going to call it a night. See you in about 2 milliseconds. So it's the next day. I slept most of the day away, which is perfect for a Sunday. Just where we left off yesterday. I think what I'm going to do before I start really putting everything back together, I think I only really have to connect the upper radiator hose. I got everything plugged in, bolted in. These are the bolts for the expansion tank. Before I start tackling all this shit, I think I'm going to rinse out the expansion tank because it's just crusty and nasty in there, and I want to do a flush anyway on this, get all the old nasty coolant out, because I don't know if I showed y'all, but that's what it looks like, and it's pretty disgusting. So I got a bunch of distilled water, so rinse this out, put it all back together. That's about it. Flush it. Got everything back together. I rinsed this out. It still looks like shit in there, but it looks good enough. Got all your hoses, or all my hoses, reconnected, bottom, upper rad, everything's tight, everything's plugged in. So now I need to run to O'Reilly's, get a funnel that goes in here. So we put a shit ton of duct tape, but we finally got it to stay somewhat fill. It's still leaking. We got it to stay somewhat water in there. It's obviously still dripping, but no biggie, no problem. Just keep filling it with water. So now we're gonna start the car, get the coolant going through it for about 10-15 minutes, and flush it and put new water in. Cold start from inside the Mustang. You want to make sure you pay attention to this right here as well. Make sure car's in neutral. Not moving, so you're gonna want to poke your head in and look at the gauge just to make sure your shit isn't overheating every once in a while. Then you want to come to the front, and this went down a little bit, so that's good. That's the water pump moving the water through. See, coming out a little little bit from the funnel itself. So that's what this leak is. So you're gonna wanna keep an eye on this and your temp gauge for about 10 to 15 minutes. Something else I forgot, you're gonna wanna squeeze your radiator hoses. You might get some air that comes out. So just squeeze all on. You see I got bubbles coming out? So just squeezing, getting some more bubbles out. And your fluid level's dropping. You're gonna need to add some more fluid. Build her up with some more fluid. Gonna do a little bit more squeezing. Gonna put some little bit more in there just to be safe. Probably the rest of this. So that's 3 of these that we've used now. We're still good on temp right there. We're still good there. Everything else is looking fine. So doing good. So my thermostat just opened up. The temperature of this hose is starting to get a little warm. So now we're gonna get a lot more bubbles coming out now that the system is fully open. See all that? I think we're, well, still got a little bit more. I'm gonna go check on the temp real quick now that the thermostat's open. Still chilling. Perfect. Beautiful. Still squeezing. Still getting a little bit of bubbles. Guys, make sure you pay attention in the difference with the water. So there's a difference in between squeezing this and the water level just rises and actual air bubbles coming out like that. Still chilling. Hey, no lights. That's cool. So yeah, I got about 10 more minutes of just squeeze and repeat, and then we're just gonna drain all of it and do it again. So something super sick about the Mishimoto Radiator is right here. You see I got my bucket, and right there is like where a pit cock would be, but Mishimoto's comes with this super nice drain plug. So yeah, don't have to worry about breaking a plastic thing. Looks cool, has a Mishimoto logo on it. So again, quality product from Mishimoto. So right now, just letting all the cool or the old water drain out. And of course I had a hole in my bucket, so I immediately started to try to tape this up, and of course it's still leaking, but it's okay. Bucket. We're just gonna let this drain out and rinse and repeat. Fill this back up with coolant, run the car with the heater on, coolant level drops, squeeze radiator hose. That'll be it. Get all the air out and you're chilling. So in the meantime, while we're letting this completely drain, or at least as much as possible, we're gonna replace the Canards. So this is what I got. Airwolf doesn't make these anymore. I actually bought these off of Matt Haugen. Super cool dude, he's pretty nice. But what do y'all think I should do with these? Y'all think I should do like a giveaway maybe with these, or like make a post and whoever likes, comments and all that stuff, you get this off the Mustang, maybe put it on your car, find some way to fix this other side? Or do you think I should hang it up or just throw them away? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Out with the old and broken, in with the new. So I believe this is Aerowolf's V1 Canard, which is a little bit smaller, looks like a shark fin, matches my tattoo. I don't know, I missed the purple. I really missed the purple. Because I feel like this isn't obnoxious enough for this car. But still looks good, still looks fine. And if these break somehow, I got another set. So, I'll be alright. But I would like to put that set on the Corvette whenever I start getting into cosmetics on that. But, got that done. Radiator is drained. Now I gotta fill it up again. And let me show you all this, the difference in between a flush and not flush. Yeah, by the way, it's still fucking leaking. This bucket. It looks the same. To a stoplight, we're gonna idle for a little bit. Car's still just chilling right below the middle line, or actually way below the middle line. That's what we're looking at. Everything's looking super good. Alright, just got back. Let's take a little look, see if there's any leaks. Thermostat housing's good. Upper radiator's good. Expansion tank is good. And there's nothing underneath. That's about it. Done as done could be. So, thank you to him for helping me film a little bit of stuff, but that's how you make a car survive in hell. If you don't know Mishimoto by now, you should. They're literally everywhere and they make such good quality products. Kept this thing super, super cool. So that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all the YouTuber stuff. Tell me what y'all guys want next. Maybe a little bit of that car. But I still have so many parts for this car to go on. So, I don't know. But that car needs to be running soon. So, whatever. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Really appreciate you watching, and have a good day. Bye, guys.